Tonight, a former St. Louis building inspector only has a few months before he learns his sentence for putting your tax dollars into his own pockets. First Alert 4 investigates exposed the corruption. Here's Chief Investigator Lauren Traeger.
That former city employee mostly held his head in his hands as he told a judge he created companies to take your tax dollars for himself.
Did anyone direct you to do this, sir? When did you come up with the idea for this scheme, sir?
Former St. Louis building inspector Adebanjo Papula wouldn't answer any questions as he left court Tuesday after admitting to defrauding the public of pandemic money meant to fix up homes in St. Louis. Prosecutors had accused him of steering more than $4 million in city programs, which he was involved in or oversaw, to two companies he or his family members created. They said he profited more than $1.6 million for his own personal use for things like mortgage payments, car purchases and repairs, his Hawaii wedding, casino gambling, and more.
Whose palms are getting greased? I don't know.
Back in 2024, First Alert 4 Investigates first told you about Papula's connections to city contractors and the programs that use pandemic money to fix up public and private properties. The work, shoddy and in some cases non-existent, but property owners were told to pay for it.
This is my home. This is my home. This is my family's home. And I tell them, you can't have it.
The program put on pause, and after our reports, a number of investigations and audits were launched.
Once they got a whiff of a problem or a concern, they did the right thing, the city did the right thing and reached out to us, and we conducted the investigation.
Federal prosecutor Hal Goldsmith says Papula was a longtime trusted employee who took advantage of a well-intentioned program.
Given, though, that he oversaw the program, he administered the program, he signed off on the program, was it a situation that was sort of ripe for abuse?
Well, it certainly resulted in abuse and fraud. As far as the city's processes and such, I'm sure they're reviewing all of this. In fact, I know they have. I think that you've reported on that.
Is it safe to say that the investigation is still ongoing then?
I can't comment.
It was mentioned here in court that Papula's wife and sister were involved in the scheme, but Goldsmith said he couldn't comment as to whether they may face charges. Now, Papula will be sentenced in October. He could get extra time because he was in a position of trust and because he used disaster dollars, but he could face up to 60 years in prison. The government also trying to recoup what he took from taxpayers. At the federal courthouse downtown, Lauren Traeger, First Alert 4 Investigates.